Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admin who gave us this translation. The translation, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? Brother Nashi, I have my own confession that I want to share with you. My name is Zanele, not a real name. And I am about to tell you a story that troubles me each and every day. And sometimes there are people that do not believe in the type of a story that I am about to share with you. But my story is for real. Every word is true. I was a student at VETS. I was someone who was really intelligent and bright in school. And then all of a sudden, that was when I found myself being pulled into the marine kingdom. Since then, I have witnessed things beneath the river and some of the things that people do not even believe. Even I, if I could be told about the things that I have seen underneath the river and underneath the ocean, I will never believe it. But I have been responsible for the death of 4 men. All of these men, I have met them on a dating website because that is where I am always operating. And it all depends with what the Queen Mother tells me. There is one such woman who comes from a foreign land and she's staying here in our country. We just call her the Queen Mother. She is the one who is responsible for all the girls that operate using the marine spirits, those that know, like me, and those that are operating, even prostituting themselves, being used by the marine spirits without them knowing that they are being used by the marine spirits. So it started when I met Lindiwe, not a real name, during my second year. I was struggling financially at that time, juggling my classes and a part-time job, and always feeling like I could never quite catch up. Lindiwe was everything that I was not. She was confident, beautiful. She was always hot. Men always were flocking towards her, and she was really pretty. I don't want to lie. So she seemed like she was getting her powers from somewhere else. I still remember that there was this other guy who was like ultra rich. This guy kept on begging for her love, even though the guy knew that this girl, she was dating a lot of boys, but still the guy did not even care. That girl, what she used to do to the guy, she would be like, anything that you want to do with me, you give me such an amount. And that guy will end up spending a lot of money on the girl. And she was so confident when it came to demanding from men. So before long, we became so close. She would take me to different fancy restaurants, and she then started introducing me to wealthy blessers and then some wealthy women. One night we were at this other party. We were out at a rooftop bar in Joburg, surrounded by people who seemed to have a lot of money. Most of the people there, they were foreign nationals, the men, and the women, obviously, they were local girls. That was when she mentioned first to me about the sisterhood. She spoke of it as if she was some secret society for the women, those that wanted to break free from the chains of poverty. Girls like me, she said, you are welcome into our sisterhood. So I really never wanted to be poor anymore. I knew what it felt like to go to bed when you have just eaten bread and soft drink. A few weeks later, she took me to Durban, to a secluded beach that seemed to stretch endlessly under the moonlight. We walked into the water together, and I remember feeling really strange because I expected that the water was supposed to be freezing cold, but it was warm. It was really warm. That was when I felt the water as if it had the life of its own. It then grabbed around my legs, and then she said I had to follow her when she was walking. So she was walking directly into the sea as she was chanting, and told me to trust the water, to trust those that are ancient, that stays in the water, to trust everything about the sea, for it will never betray me. So we then went in there into the water. It was as if another world, another dimension had been opened up in front of me. When we got there, I found out that we were surrounded by bright lights. And when I say that we were surrounded by bright lights, these were living beings that were dancing around, but yet they did not have these bodies that we have. They just looked like human beings, but they were brilliant in colors. So that was when I was told that we were now in the marine kingdom. I was told that back in the day, in the ancient days, there was something that happened that forced these brilliant beings to go and reside underneath the water. To adapt, they did, and then they changed. This girl then told me that some of the beings that I was looking at, those are some of the spirits that do come back as our ancestors. When I looked at the marine kingdom, it was something that was really beautiful. She told me that this is the paradise for us black people. When we return back to our ancestors, we stay underneath the water, underneath the ocean. That is where our paradise is. And then I was taken to one who was called the Queen Mother. She was really beautiful, but this Queen Mother, she is a human being. Like I told you, she is staying here in South Africa, but she do come from a foreign land. She welcomed me, we spoke, and then she took a knife, she cut me, and then she made me to drink my own blood. She then cut herself a little bit, and she made me to drink her own blood, and she told me that that was the covenant that I had created between myself and the marine spirit. With time, that was when I started getting introduced to a lot of women who have since helped me to open up my small business, and I have been making a lot of money. But the only problem is that I cannot enjoy the money the way that I want, because there are times when I have to go into the streets and sell my body. Even though I do have a running business and making enough money, when I go to prostitute myself, I do not do it just because I want money. I do it because it will be my task. I am always visiting clubs around Pretoria. It depends with the area. I can go to Moluko, IAP, and different clubs, and I can pick up random guys. Some of them that I pick up, they might be poor. Some of them, they might be rich. It depends if they have a glow, as we call it. Those that have a gift, we see that they have a light on their foreheads. A guy might be someone who is poor, and you will even be surprised as to why a girl like me would want to sleep with him, even in the streets, just a quickie. The moment that he sleeps with me, I would have taken his glory and I return back with it in the marine kingdom. But with everything that I have been doing, there have been some casualties, because there was this other guy who died. He was a businessman, married with children. He came into the streets and he picked me up and he told me that he had a big fight with his wife, so he wanted to relax his mind, and then we slept together. One night he called me and he told me that he was having a terrible dream. I asked him, and he told me that he saw a mermaid that was dragging him down into the river. After that, that was when he lost control of his vehicle, and then he just died in a fatal road accident. That was the first guy. Then there was this other guy. This one, I met him at Summit Rooftop Bar, and this guy, he was really handsome, and he was young and vibrant, but he did not have a lot of money. He was there to pick up pockets. He was a thief in simple terms. He was even surprised when he came to me, when I smiled at him and I held his hand. He was like, "Damn, girl, with the way that you are, maybe you are trying to rob me as well." We then ended up making love in the bathroom, and after that, this guy, he committed suicide. And then there was another guy who was a club promoter. This one as well, he slept with me and he started to experience bad luck in his life. Later on, I heard that he was hijacked, and the guy, he died in a hijack that went wrong. These are some of the guys that I have slept with, the ones that I can remember, the way that they died. So this is my own story. Whenever I do this, it's not like I feel sorry. I do not feel remorse for anyone. Even if a guy talks to me on Facebook and tells me that they want to come and make love to me, I'll be like, can I send you the location? The guy can just come and pick me up. We go to a lodge. Even if he does not give me anything, I don't care. I am unlike other girls. I don't sleep with men for money. I sleep with men for the sake of their glory. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation.